calling this work session of the Southampton Town Trustees to order for Monday, June 22nd at 10 a.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. It's still 10 o'clock. All right. And Trustee Parsons, you want to do the roll call?
Certainly. Jimmy Mack, President.
Here.
Matthew Parsons, present. Joe McLaughlin.
Present.
Hannah Pello-Farrell.
Present.
And Sarah Topping.
Present.
You're all here, Mr. President.
All right, good. Michael Hanson. And for discussion, where are we at? Roll call discussions. What do we have first? Me, but that one is
That's
canceled, huh?
Yeah, the agent's sick, she's not coming in, so she has to,
so do trustee
not for next work
Parsons.
session.
Okay, so we're general permit applications for determination. Mine is postponed, is on hold for 41 Barracuda Road, putting that on hold. Going right to Trustee Parsons.
All right, looks like I have 70 Johnny Lane LLC at 12 Plume Grass Way, West Hampton. That's First Coastal. You guys come on down.
Everyone?
You want to,
Should I say something about that one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just,
yeah.
we're gonna be skipping the 832 Dune
Thank
Road,
you.
Coal Environmental, until next time. We're waiting on.
That's
some
on hold
changes.
also?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Matthew, on that one with 382, 832 rather, we're skipping it or we're waiting?
We're holding it. We're holding it.
We're holding it, okay, thank you.
We're waiting for the DEC to get back.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
All right,
Good morning.
good morning.
Fine.
So we'll start with everybody. 12 Plume Grass. And so this is a reconstruction. Existing, it was done treated wood and we're replacing with not treated.
Yeah.
So, pretty straightforward in that respect. Just taking what's out, taking out what's there, putting back how it's supposed to be done.
Right.
Pretty straightforward. I think everything was already, this is, based on the currently permitted, we're not changing anything. So
Right.
I think you made it out there, right? It's pretty.
So it had a permit and it was just constructed wrong?
It was
Bless you.
constructed
Thank you.
treated wood.
Yes.
And we're gonna take that out and replace it with.
Right. So the original permit, did it have the ramp and float? And
It had
all that sort of stuff?
exactly
Because
as
one thing we
configured, I
didn't see was
believe.
the soundings. Do
you
guys
have the copy of the the original permit?
Let's see.
Yeah, when was it put in, the original? Here it is.
Include them in the packet. Yeah, I don't know if I have included the previously. I do not have the previous permit in here, in the packet, but I might have it.
I'll look it up while you're checking.
Digital. This is the newer survey, does not have soundings on it. Neither the new one or the older one had soundings of the surveys that we have, 24, 25. So those are more recent, obviously, than the last go around.
Good. Trustees permit.
And then spinning wheel.
Yeah. Slow Wi-Fi.
It was issued 1990.
Oh, okay.
A little while back, so.
I don't think had the restriction on,
No, that was in
Material at
early
that
two
time.
thousands.
Yeah,
Right.
so it may have been built compliant, and I guess they're just looking to bring it to
okay,
compliance
that makes sense.
with the current rules. And I believe,
What's the permit number on that?
it is permit number 5784. JMO.
Should take a look at it and compare it to what's proposed.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
But, I mean, do we need soundings now? I mean, imagine we would, right? Just to ensure that they have proper work.
Probably should, but I don't know how that
I mean,
works.
1990 from now, it's been
If it's
It's-
been there.
yeah.
a couple years.
I know, I was hoping that it was like a recent thing
Well,
and like they
what's
had
there
some-
is not what was originally permitted, correct?
It shows soundings and the configuration from 1990, and they did meet the 2.5 feet into Beaver Dam.
And the configuration was a straight, well, you know.
Straight, with a straight, straight out linear dock, ramp, and flow.
I think we should look at it and then,
Yeah, we can send this to you if you don't have it.
well, I could pull it up at the office with the number.
You know, if conditions
Can you zoom in?
change.
Was the, does it, it looks like they have like a
Jet ski float.
jet ski float.
Mhm, They do.
Is that part of it?
We didn't, we
Oh, that looks
got
sad.
that done separately.
Yeah, it's a separate
I
application.
think that's the new owner now.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't think they have a jet ski float, or jet ski.
Yeah.
Billy, I got a
The float is
question
there.
for you.
That looks,
That was on Friday.
I was gonna say it looks recent because it
Yeah.
looks nice out.
There was a question about the treated lumber, the use of, you had you have the permit number where it was put in with?
1990, it was.
All right, because,
issued-
no, because I'll backtrack to see when the regulation was adopted,
Yeah.
because if it's post Blue Book change, then obviously it's non-conforming, and it would never conform, so.
Right.
Do you know what the number? I have it written down. 5784.
And I'll write it down.
5784.
Thank you.
To the conditions part, I wouldn't anticipate there's much difference there. I live across the street, so I look at that
Oh,
Okay.
every morning when I have my coffee. I'm familiar with that stretch of
The
water.
Larson property. yeah.
Right next to the Larson Marina, huh?
Uh-huh, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the issued permit itself. It does not have the restriction written in the language back in 1990, so it may not.
I'll
have
take a
it.
look just to confirm that, then.
But either way, we're, trying to build it compliant.
Do you know when it was rebuilt? Because it looks like it's not from 1990. It looks
Yeah,
like
that's-
it's been
that's
rebuilt
the
relatively
question.
recently, yeah. It looks like what they did is they kind of reinforced what was there with like new 4x4s, or I think there was, that like were tacked up to the old pilings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that walk is older, right? So they, that was all existing, what it connects to. It looks like they just, redid the dock
Yeah.
itself.
Mostly, but did they redo the post as well?
Oh, yeah.
You see like, like for example here, there's like an old post
Oh, yes.
and then a
Sister
new
up
one.
and all,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Kind of like,
Mhm, They sandwich them together,
I did it
system,
all.
system,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. And, they lost some piling.
The previous owner took it upon themselves to undertake some repairs, non-compliant, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, they needed, did you see the pilings on on the beach there? They lost those with the ice.
Right.
During the winter anyway, so
Right.
it's gonna need the TLC.
Right, so, yeah, well, we're gonna look up that old permit, and, so do we need soundings? I think we do, right?
I think we should discuss it and
Yeah, okay, we'll discuss it.
look at the old permits and see, and maybe discuss it with Joe and review it with Joe.
Yeah, okay.
And I would suggest holding it.
Okay, we're gonna hold this then.
I'll be in touch with everybody tomorrow morning on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine with how far out it.
Yeah, I know
Shore
it's-
there, it's pretty deep, I think.
It gets
It's-
deep pretty quickly, at
Yeah.
least on the
That
old
cat
permit.
side.
You'll see, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other side's a little shallow, but
That section tends to be pretty deep.
All right, you wanna move on to the next one here? You guys are on next, so I have Piper Clark 2 LLC, 86 Cedar Lane, West Remsenburg, and that's with First Coastal.
yes.
If we didn't announce Billy Mack, First Coastal,
Hubbard. First coastal.
You guys are regulars here.
So I have some photos. We discussed this and then I failed to get them to you earlier. So if you pass a couple around, I'll pass a couple around.
Are they all the same?
Yeah, it's just to show you the upland area there. You know, you
Got
can
one
see
for Joe
it's,
down there.
you know, it's, you know, wooded vegetated area there. Of course, we're there in the middle of,
March.
right after a snowstorm, so.
Oh, that's the white stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I remember that stuff.
It's not a nice white sandy beach, that is just snow. But so the area we're talking about is, that south.
Yep. Yeah, right where
west
Chris
corner,
was,
right,
yeah.
that bulkhead there, exactly. And you can see it's, you know, it's hardwood trees, you know, kind of throughout.
Elevated upland.
Yeah, and it's quite high in elevation as well, which you can tell from these photos. You know, the two photos on the left are looking at it, you know, either from the house or from just off of the house. So you can see that the area that's covered in snow is the high marsh, and then it jumps in elevation there pretty significantly. But you know, mostly some cattails that are, you know, not too healthy up there, but, and then the proposed dock will come off of that, over the bulkhead.
Yeah.
And
Does
then
the-
obviously we'll,
Does the bulkhead stretch the entire length of the property, or is it just in that section?
It's just
it's
that.
just
south
that,
corner.
yeah, that's the
Oh.
It's
corner of the
just this little
bulkhead.
area right here.
You can- Yeah, if you, yeah.
This is
Oh,
that
okay.
high spot here.
Right
Oh,
there.
interesting.
And that, what's south of it, it used to be one property. And that,
Right.
and that south area was the boat slip and a little harbor.
It's a hurt
Okay.
hole,
And
actually.
yeah,
Kinda cool.
and it's completely, it's a beach.
It's filled in?
Over, yeah.
Now it's like a pond.
And there's a pond.
Yeah.
Right.
And that dock, the north section of the dock that abuts the bulkhead was redone relatively recently under a permit.
And is it,
That's like a physical dock, it's not like fill?
Yeah,
It
it's a
has
pier.
wood? It's a pier?
It's a
Yeah,
pier.
okay.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and is that, which property owner is that, since it's like, looks like the
So-
the like, part of the
80,
structure is on that, like, the one with the pond, and then part, like,
so 86 Cedar gave permission to the neighbor to
Okay.
complete his project of that pier that sticks out. So
Right.
because it was all convoluted.
Yeah.
From the jump, when they were purchasing the property, they, you know, had to go back and re-sign boundary line agreements and all that fun stuff as part of the closing. And that's when everyone was like, oh, okay, here's the actual line. Oh, this has been existing, you know, over the line for
so
who knows how
that's,
long.
that dock is 86's.
No,
No.
that dock is the house to the south.
Okay.
Correct. And
Gotcha.
They, you know, they essentially call that, you know, that line's slightly off, like on the survey, it really is where the bulkhead abuts that dock is
Okay.
treated as the property line. And so, you know, 86 is proposing, they're, you know, not gonna redo that bulkhead, they just want to reinforce behind it, just core logs and plant it and turn it into marsh. So, along with, obviously, we talked about this already, vegetating that sand path that was also
On the
put
north
in a
side.
little haphazardly. I think, if you look at the timeline, probably at the behest of real estate agent, pre-listing, and it wasn't there before that. So they're gonna revegetate that northern path as well,
And
and
that
use the
path is on the
catwalk.
north?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so that boundary line also is not exactly right. That boundary line
Okay.
is actually shifted north of
Okay.
the path, so the path is fully on 86's property.
Okay.
But they're gonna revegetate it, both the low and the high section, and then obviously revegetate around kind of the living shoreline, you know, landward of the bulkhead, and with, you know, sea level rise, storms, et cetera, that bulkhead's just gonna act as kind of a low sill until it naturally
Right.
deteriorates. You know, they'll clean up obviously the tiebacks and whatnot, they're not really even connected to anything anymore, so it's probably better to be out of there.
Right. Now, as far as your project, so you're going to be building a dock into the bay, but you're also going to have that dock connected to a catwalk, which is going to traverse to the east and up towards to the house. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so from kind of the corner of the pool, that south corner of the pool, we're going across the high marsh. We're gonna go direct across because that whole upland there gets a little weird on the, there is actually wetland all throughout that, where it says Spiant there
Yeah,
as
back
well, even
section.
though it doesn't look the same. So they'd have to go over
Yeah.
wetlands either way.
Right.
So we're taking the shortest path to the upland, and then, kind of a semi-raised catwalk through the upland, connecting to the dock.
Yeah.
There you are. Yeah.
No, that's not it.
That's the old one.
That's the old one.
Right.
Yeah.
Have we talked about this before, or is that
Yes.
some other
Yes,
property?
this,
Okay.
Yeah.
this is, I think, the
Deja
third
vu.
time we've
Yeah.
talked
Okay, 'cause
about it.
I'm like, this sounds so familiar,
Yep.
I don't know if it's just like,
keep
because I know you have a couple
moving
of
it.
properties like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And
we-
this is the best layout, what they got now. This
yeah,
is like,
This is, I think, the
Sorry,
least,
That's the one
the least
least
traffic
impactful,
on
yeah.
anything.
Okay,
It's the
okay,
least
jogging my memory, yes.
It's certainly the most,
at first.
Because I feel like
at-
it's like two
yeah,
of these.
At first, the dock was gonna go, the catwalk was gonna go right through the
Yes.
center of the property.
And that was
then
like a long-
Marty asked for it to go towards the northern end. That didn't make sense. So now we're on the southern end.
But it
Okay,
doesn't
okay,
And
show
now
the-
we're connecting it all the way through with a catwalk from start to finish.
Do you have a printout of
This
it?
one was gonna be like part path, part.
This was going to be part path,
Yeah.
part
Previously, yeah.
catwalk, but now it's just gonna be just catwalk
Yeah.
to
Okay.
protect the vegetation.
Now I'm remembering.
Yes.
I do have a couple of these properties.
Yep.
Like, I feel like all in your areas like this.
Yeah,
here's,
it's a beautiful spot.
It is.
Yeah.
there's a couple.
And it's gonna be a good way to, it didn't make it in there.
That's the cross-section, there's. I don't need it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we originally had it, like Matt was saying, in the middle.
To go through
That
here.
was,
Yeah, I remember
Marty wanted
that.
to go here, where the
Yes.
path is. That doesn't.
Basically
that's
go
fine.
right over the
Yeah,
path.
now, so they're gonna go
86
over
seater.
here to the south, all the way across and out to the dock.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so the, going over the path was too close to the boundary line to begin with, because that path is actually like, only a couple feet from the boundary line, so we couldn't go over the existing path. Going over the middle was a long, quite a long stretch, and it only got to like 1.5 feet at best, I think, of water. There's kind of a pocketed channel that goes out and then comes back around right where we've located the end of this dock. So it gets us to over 2 feet of water at the end of this current proposed dock, which is the deepest we can go within 100 feet. And that was also in dealing with the DEC. They requested us to get to over 2 feet in their letter to put in the mooring piles specifically. So we feel like we kind of,
Yeah.
we only had so many areas
Yeah.
to get to 2 feet. And this was certainly the, best and, really the least impactful at the end of the day.
Right.
Is the catwalk flat and it's just like the grade of the ground changes? That's why it's 4 and then 2, but it'll
Yeah,
be.
we imagine it's, it's just gonna keep going, and then
Yeah.
as the upland
That's-
comes up,
okay,
it'll
okay,
be
okay.
continued.
Where there's no wetland vegetation,
That's like closer to the water.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'll, the elevation of the catwalk will
Of
be,
where it's 2.
yeah, about, no
Okay.
more than 18 inches.
Yeah, which is, right about where, as you see, like here, right, it'll come, and then this juts up. You can see
Oh,
it
I
kinda
see,
comes
yeah.
up there, so it'll go, the land itself will just come up to meet it,
Yeah, but it'll be.
and it'll be continuous.
The benefit of that is that we don't need railings on the
Yeah.
lower profile walkway there, so it'll be less of a visual impact as well.
We are gonna have to ask for an advisory letter from Conservation Board, but I think this is probably the best solution.
And you may have already said this, but you're not exactly tying into that bulkhead that is gonna fall away. You're just going
We'll be
over
right
it,
over the top
and,
of it.
and there's no risk of that bulkhead.
No,
Reinforcing it a little bit with
Reinforcing
core
we're
the-
gonna do it with core logs, yeah, stabilize the
Okay.
backside of it with core
Got
logs.
it.
Yeah,
so
more of
the-
a bank.
There's no risk of that bulkhead. I'm just thinking worst case scenario.
Failing.
Well, no, that like the ownership, like that somehow the neighbor is gonna be like, oh, that's my bulkhead, and they just rebuild it.
Oh, no, yeah, no, we're
You
in
know?
good shape.
Okay.
Because of the boundary line agreements, everything. is
Right, right,
sorted
okay,
on
just
that
wanna
front,
make sure
with
that
the
doesn't
purchase by
end
the
up
current owners.
coming into play further down the line, I guess.
Yeah, they weren't even aware initially, when they even purchased the property, that the bulkhead was their
Yeah,
responsibility.
okay.
In going through this exercise.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, we walked in and talked, and we were like, well, if that's on us, I'm like, wait, we don't really want to do a bulkhead.
Yeah,
there. I was like,
yeah,
well,
great.
good news is, nobody wants you to either.
Yep.
So, we have a
Yep.
better solution.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, just
Yeah.
provide some wave
Sounds good.
attenuation and protect the vegetation behind it.
Yeah, I think it's actually a really good,
It's
scenario
allowing a
for
nice
that,
little-
that low marsh is gonna
Totally.
be
Yeah.
in a really good position to succeed, and thrive, frankly,
Right.
so. Yeah, it should be a good solution across the board.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll, I guess we'll end up holding this until we get the advisory letter back, but, do you guys have another one?
Yeah, then we're gonna, just so, it's,
You
you
have one
guys don't have to
ahead,
go
I
back and forth. We're gonna move on to Mitra, A Star, Rasman, 26 Sandringham Lane, Shinnecock Hills, for First Coastal.
Do you need this back?
Thanks for
no,
meeting.
No, it's right.
Thank you for sending him out.
Yeah,
I
'cause
appreciate it
Bill-
so many times, because Sarah and I went out and met him on Friday, James and I met him earlier, and like, the week before.
I know you guys talked through this probably, kind of the history, but we just.
Yeah, you know what's funny is we hadn't seen the history of it, because like the vegetation there, I don't know if you've been down there, I assume you have. There's like nice, like big patches of vegetation, and then Zach was like, well, no, this has been deteriorating over the last like couple years, like it hasn't actually been thriving, it's been like eroding. And then we talked about like the pitch or the angle of it and like how much it's changed, so it's like, and he showed us pictures. But thank you for bringing these so everyone else can see, because like Sarah and I were there on Friday.
Yeah, and the history on this, they've tried a lot. We did core logs, we did sand, we did. Even before some of these, this is 2000.
Because if you go there today, it looks like the vegetation is like trying to come back, but it's like in reality, like.
Freshly after planting it,
Yeah,
it looked
So
pretty good.
was it planted
This is
or?
all planted.
Oh, it was planted, okay.
None of it's natural, or native, if you will. I mean, it's native, but it's not native
Native to
to that bluff toe. This was all efforts to keep the bluff from eroding, and, in trying the softer options, we've deemed it's.
Yeah, so originally,
our option.
so like for everyone else besides Sarah, because she's heard everything. We were gonna ask them to try and keep all the vegetation that was still there, that is, has actually been like deteriorating over the last couple of years. And that would have changed the pitch of the sand from like 39 to like 40 or 42, which, it's like a little steep. The person right adjacent to it, you guys did, how many years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, looks beautiful and is like clearly thriving. They have like a rock revetment. So now the plan is to just stay in line with that and mimic it. It looks really good. I know you guys have gone back and planted a couple times. And then the person on the other side doesn't have a rock revetment, but they have a lot of vegetation there, non-native, like they have like juniper trees, which are holding it together really nicely. So like we are, I know like James and I were concerned that like that property would like then suffer if you put in this rock revetment, so, but then they have one on the other side as well.
It seems like an area that has, like, the shoreline has been hardening there for a
Yeah.
while, and it feels like this is an added,
And a good way to tell that, just to, if you go kind of from the first one, for those first couple photos, you see how much sand
yeah.
is in front of that bluff.
And
And
that-
then you get to,
I mean, during low tide, it's pretty,
there's room.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just the type of material left now, 26,
Oh, rocky.
compared to before, when we
Yeah.
brought in a little bit of sand and there was more sand. The sand itself is gone, it's out of
Yeah.
there. So
Also,
it's-
yeah, and one thing that I think we spoke with Zach about is that the construction of it, you have to dig out some of the sand, and it will risk the
Top.
top vegetation from coming down, so it was kind of like a trade-off of like losing the front pieces versus the back pieces, and if this is gonna stabilize and in the end provide more space for planted vegetation, then it feels like a
yeah.
good way
And
to
they're,
go.
in this picture, you can see they're like they're steps down, they're actually turning them
And
perpendicular
pulling
and pulling them back, so then like during high tide, we actually were there on high tide on Friday, which I'd never been there on high tide, every time I go, it seems to be low tide, so I'm like, this is so nice. So you'll actually like be able to walk under it or possibly like around it and like go in the water a little bit if it's not like that windy of a day. So I'm happy that like you guys are doing that.
Yeah, and to maybe just expand on your point about that angle, right? Over 40 that's where we get
Yeah,
into.
it's a strong pitch, yeah.
Probably, we're gonna end up with slumping, we're gonna end up having to replant. And then that's also, then we'd have to cut back further and to get to the angle we need, which means all of the existing up on the top section would have to be excavated. So instead of cutting all of
Right,
that
right.
existing, it's one or the other type of situation. And obviously, we can attempt to take all of this and reuse it.
Yeah,
That's part
we
of the plan.
Reutilize a lot of that vegetation.
Yep,
So, it won't be,
yeah.
so it'll be reused.
Yeah, there are a
but
couple trees kind of hanging on.
It is hanging on a little bit.
Hanging on.
By hope and spread.
Yeah, so, plant all around all that, keep everything we can, obviously, up.
I mean, the property next door looks great.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. I know that it took a lot of work to get it like that, so it
Rock
feels.
revetment.
Yeah, and that you guys have gone back like
And the
3 or 4
plantings,
times.
it's been replanted
To
a couple
replant. I wish,
times.
I didn't take pictures of that, but I maybe.
And it's been
it
like
looks-
irrigated, like temporarily
It's
irrigated.
nice.
And it's like, if that can continue through, it feels like it's a good,
And those
It definitely looks more manicured and less wild, but, it does look,
well,
but it's obviously stabilizing it
Yeah.
because there's like a cutout right, right there, right on the property line, basically.
When we built that one next door, it was covered with sand, which is part of the mitigating factor to
Yep.
build this. So we'll do the same thing with this.
I don't have photos of it.
The sand, which nourishes the beach that much more.
Yep.
So, well, we need a sand agreement.
Yep. Don't know if that's been drafted yet, but
Yeah, so Joe, we need a sand agreement
Sand
for
agreement?
26 Sandringham Lane.
This is for, okay,
Yeah, 26.
similar to the one that
Sandringham.
you.
okay, yeah, Sandringham, that's,
Same one.
everybody gets a sand agreement.
You should have a couple.
For Christmas in your
Couple we
stocking.
can work off.
Receipts, everybody.
Give me a couple of days on that. I'll be out of the office next week.
You need stamp plans as well.
Oh, and stamp.
We'll have to.
I know we went back and forth on a couple plans, so it's gonna be the one with the 39. Slope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
Which one's that?
safest.
that was one of the,
With the
Earlier.
the most recent, 6/4/26, the one I have on the board? Yeah, or no?
I don't think it was the most recent rendition.
Well, whatever, just get them stamped.
we'll stamp
They
them.
have to be new anyway, so.
Yeah.
Are there any special conditions on this?
Yeah, so then we'll still keep the,
Shared.
front description where you have existing vegetation in the area, proposed construction shall be preserved, protected, and/or replanted to the maximum extent practicable. And then you have your stairway that's turned as well.
Yeah, because I don't think we changed, I think that was.
That one, I know, we had
So
no
I think
comments on.
that we're all good on,
So, stamp plans, sand agreement, and does anyone else have any comments?
Are there any special conditions on this, on the sand agreement, or just the standard run-of-the-mill one that we usually do?
Standard,
Okay,
run-of-the-mill. One
That'll
condition I
make
would
it
have had
easier.
would be what yours guys already
Fill in the blanks.
included.
Change the names.
yeah, and the tax map.
Yeah.
It'll take a little less time.
There you go. Yeah, and they're aware that they're gonna be looking out for that.
No problem.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm happy, hopefully it works. well.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can save a lot of that vegetation, because that would be nice.
Yeah. I hope.
Okay,
Great.
so, great. That's it for you guys.
Advance, I guess.
Yeah, advanced pending stamp plans and sand agreement.
Yep.
Thank you guys very much.
You're welcome, thank you. And thank you for coming back so many times.
I'll send it to you guys electronically.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
Charlotte, I'm gonna put all of the photos in the folder.
What's his name? Are you, do we have your email on the on the permit app?
Might be Andrew, but.
Andrew Baird is who I've been dealing with in the past.
he'll-
Okay.
that's-
I just wanted to send it over to you as a draft for review, that's all.
Yeah. Okay. And if you include Billy,
We'll do it.
to the right place.
I stamped.
Thank you. And we're going to talk later with, about Larson's Marina in West Hampton. They're just looking for a letter from us, and Larson's Marina has already approached the Town Parks and Recs, and I'm only keeping Kyle up here because it's his family.
I didn't catch all you said.
There is I got a request for a letter of support to change the name of Bishop's Marina in West Hampton to Larson's Marina. And I kept Kyle up here because he is actually of the Larson family, and we'll discuss that later, but, you know, he is.
Oh, I thought we were holding that against him.
Yeah, I know.
All right, no worries, no worries. Sounds
Right.
good.
Do you want me to give a little now, or do you want me to wait
Yeah,
till we get through?
just give a little history of it if you could.
Yeah, sure. So, you know, my grandfather, you know, purchased the property across the street from Plumgrass there in, must have been the 50s, I guess. I wasn't around for it, but I know the house was built 57, and that's why I had to go get COs, because COs started in 58.
Did it
But
predate zoning, or is it zoned?
it is zoned.
Okay, so it's after October 1st, okay.
So yeah, it's right in the cusp there. But so that he operated and you know, shepherded and stewarded that marina for the entirety of his life. When he passed, our family separated the properties, and we sold the marina along with all of the wetlands, you know, towards Beaver Dam Creek, to the town, to CPF, in order to preserve it as, you know, an existing marina, or as protected and preserved land if they decide to stop using it as a marina. But so, you know, I grew up lugging the catwalks in and out, you know, every spring, every fall, you know, with my uncles, my brother, my family. And so we, you know, requested, and my family sent a letter to both, you know, President Mack as well as to Parks and Recreation. When they reopened the marina, they just decided to call it Bishop's Marina.
Because it's
of
the
the
Bishop
road.
Road near there,
Avenue.
but it's always been known as Larson's
But
Marina.
This has been Larson's Marina since the advent of it being a marina.
Right.
Until now. So, you know, so a little more history. So I ended up purchasing the remainder of the property. So I live next door. Obviously spent some time, you know, there. And, you know, try to keep an eye on things. And so we also sent a letter, and I spoke with Kristen Doulis on the phone about this. And she also supported it about changing the name to Larson's Marina, which, you know, anybody in West Hampton is
Knows it as Larson's
that
Marina.
in the first place. So, you know, we reached out to Jimmy as well to give us a letter, and you know, the trustees in support of that name change. And I'm due to talk to Kristen at some point this week when I
All right, so
fit
so
it
what
in.
we need, Jimmy, so what we'll need is a resolution authorizing your signature, and if you want to pass it as a part of the clause, you know, stating the board's support for that
Right.
as
right,
well.
that's all
Okay,
I'm looking
The next
for.
meeting, you'll have it.
And this was purchased by CPF, and Parks and Rec run
Right.
it?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
got
Right.
it.
And-
So
and they
the town had renamed it
They did.
originally.
And they picked
Yep.
Bishop because there's a Bishop Road
Right,
close.
right, yeah, I gotcha.
But it's always been known as Larson's Marina, so,
Yeah, it's only, there was never Bishop's Marina.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
thank you for doing that, because that means a lot to.
Yeah.
You keep voting in a local community, so thank you for that, you know.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Thank you, guys.
So on my to-do list.
Just add another one for you.
Yeah.
Just did it, no worries.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the town.
Just an oversight. Okay, so moving on, Patricia Haralampudis, 41 Oak Lane, Hampton Bays, Enviro Permits. And I'm sorry, I probably said that last name wrong.
You actually were pretty,
I really?
pretty good.
Wow.
My wife's not here, she's on her way, but, I'm gonna be here with Clay. Nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you.
Please sign in and introduce yourselves when you sit down.
And then
Well, we know Clay.
before we get started, I just want to remind you for 145 Lynn Ave in Hampton Bays, we just need an advisory letter.
You need a what?
We need an advisory letter.
That's all.
Yeah, for 145 Lynn Ave, and then we can talk about it next meeting. I just wanted to remind you while you were here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I did go take a look at 145 Lynn
Oh,
also.
yeah, nice, thank you. I
Wow,
appreciate
a lot
that.
going on there.
So we definitely need an advisory letter for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one, you guys,
What was your name?
My name's Greg.
Greg.
Haralampudis. Nice
Greg?
Greek name, 100%
Yeah,
Greek.
all
There
right.
you go.
Good for you, Greg.
Good to meet everybody.
I have a couple Greek friends, so I feel like
And I-
There we go.
I can pronounce a good some last names.
It was pretty good. First attempt too.
Okay, so you guys asked for originally, that's the wrong permit. A lot of things. Install a 4-pile boat lift, install a 6x12 floating dock with 4 piles, install a single double jet ski lifts, install 2 safety ladders, navigate light at the end of the pier, all would be non-treated. So it's a lot of asks on one permit. And I know we went back and forth a couple times. So let me pull that up.
There's actually 2 ladders there right
The
now.
ladders are, I have no problem
Yeah, I
with the
know.
ladders.
And actually, when you closed out the permit in November for the dock that, and the bulkhead that was just built, you asked to put the ladders in. So
Okay.
the dock builder put the ladders in before you would close the permit. And this wasn't done when my wife and I owned the house, this was done with the previous owner.
Okay, and that, I was on the board in January,
Okay.
so that was a previous,
Gotcha.
that was, would have been Ed Warner that did that. So for this, we normally don't allow all of those things besides ladders. Obviously, you need ladders, safety, and lights. So for this, I had sent Clay, the 2 options. You can either do option 1, a 6x20 float, with a 2x10 ramp, and then a single jet ski lift, or option 2, the 4-pile boat lift. So you can only have 2 vessels, on your dock at once. So if you did all of them, that opens it up to having more than 2 vessels.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Okay, so would you approve the boat lift and the floating dock, or that you consider 2 vessels at that point? I can understand the jet ski lift and the boat lift, but the dock's kind of high, so a floating dock would be good for the the enjoyment of my family, only because we can't get to the water besides going down the ladders. So it would make it a little easier, and right on my where we are in Shinnecock, there's a few neighbors that have both. So I was just curious if that's the issue. I can understand if you don't want us to put all 3, and that's not an issue. The jet skis we can dabble with another way. But the boat lift is pretty important for us to put in for a few different reasons. So we appreciate that. And my neighbor to the west has a boat lift right now, and then 2 houses down to the east also has a boat lift.
Well, a lot of people put in things without permits, I will say.
Yeah, I can't say if they had permits, but I think
No, the
Gilgan had a permit.
yeah,
right?
Gilgan definitely had a permit.
Do you have that permit number by chance?
I did the permit.
Oh, you did? Do you have that permit number so we can look it
With
up?
me? No, it's on file.
Can we look that up, James? Do you know the address?
Now, or
Yeah.
What's his address?
Oh, that's a trick question.
Yeah, the street changes at that point.
It's,
I
yeah,
mean, we can look it up later.
right.
Gilgan,
it's west of us. Yep, that's the one.
one
right there.
house.
43 Oak Lane. Wow, that's quick.
Huh.
James is quick.
There we go.
It must be an older permit.
Yeah, it's 10, 15 years.
Okay.
It's the
I
first,
can't do that
it's the
right now.
first boat
Oh.
lift permit in the town.
Okay, yeah, because this only goes back to 2005, and then after that, everything's like hard copies. So with a boat lift and then your 3x10 ramp and a 6x10, 6x20 float, that would open up to 3 vessels. Right?
Actually, 4 vessels.
Four vessels.
Because you have pilings on the inside, so it's insinuating you're putting a boat on the inside of that float here too. So a slip here,
Oh, really?
boat here, and a boat here, so that's.
Yeah,
4.
that's not our intention. Our intention really is we have one boat to put it on the boat lift, and then the floating dock is more so just for like swimming and.
Yeah. You could go, turn around and sell the property tomorrow though, and then that.
Oh,
yeah.
and then at
Yeah.
that point, it's considered a okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So what are those?
It's not
4
your
pilings
intended
on the
use,
other side
it's
Yeah, good question.
The
what
property,
could be
yeah.
there,
it's like
potentially.
the
The
property's
piles
use.
removed.
Yeah, what are they for?
What's the purpose of them?
Yeah.
I would assume stabilization. Or a boat.
We look at it a little differently, because if you take the boat off the lift, then you can load people into it easier off the float. And then if you want to clean the boat or service it off the float, it's much easier than trying to get it on the lift, because you can't get both sides.
So your main issue is the pilings in the
The main
ground?
issue is that like it opens it up to having more than 2 vessels.
Gotcha.
That's like the main issue, because it's like, yes, that's not your intended use, but like I said, you could sell your house, and then now all your neighbors are saying, oh, well, they have 4 boats, I want 4 boats, and then.
Yeah, kind of like
It
you're
kind
saying,
of-
well, he has a boat lift, you know, and we're,
has-
and puts
And
us
yours
in
would,
this.
that would be permitted if we
Yeah, yeah.
did, if we did allow that, and it's like, then it just opens up to everyone.
And that makes.
Having
total-
a lot of
That makes
vessels.
total sense to me. So what's the solution for us to have some sort of a floating dock that won't, make it a four,
Vessel, yeah.
a 4-vessel dock?
4 vessel dock.
So what do you think the
James?
solution is at that point?
We
Could we
put
put
the
in?
float against the pier.
Put the float, so right now it's like an L.
Right, just put it against.
Is
the
there a
pier.
water depth for that there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is there? It didn't look like
Because I
it.
looked, I don't see
That's
water
on there.
soundings either.
Water soundings are on the recent plans that I sent in. And I have copies if you need them.
When did you send them in? May?
What do you want to do?
What's that?
The soundings.
I remember seeing soundings, but.
We'll fix that right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, is that it right there?
I see, 25, thanks, Clay. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there an actual survey? Or is it just site plans?
The survey that I have doesn't have soundings on it.
Yeah. Not seeing any.
But
Yeah, I
the,
thought that's what you,
We're handing out.
yeah.
but the previous survey done by the native, they're almost the same as it is now, so things don't change. So I do have a copy of that. The survey that we took recently, he didn't do the soundings, unfortunately. So those are the soundings that we did years ago, but it hasn't changed. So, within an inch. But we can get soundings.
I'd also like you to amend this plan. The underwater land's not owned by the town of Southampton, it's owned by the trustees.
Okay.
What's
Just
that,
a little
sir?
technicality.
Just technicality.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good catch, Joe.
What's that, sir?
Yeah,
Trustees on the bottom land, not the town of Southampton. Two
Got it.
different animals.
right.
They're not the
right.
same, yeah.
So you have less than 2 feet of water at the end, on the inside of the float,
Where the bulkhead is,
right here.
probably, yeah,
You got
it's,
22
Yeah.
inches.
yeah, when you have extreme low tides, it's shallow at the bulkhead and it gets deeper, obviously, as it goes out.
Yeah, so then to move the floating dock to be like parallel with your
Parallel,
pier, then you would have to chalk it.
Is there a minus?
So then it doesn't sit on the bottom during low tide.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Which shouldn't be a problem, and we can make it smaller too, like, doesn't have to be that size. Like, I'm not opposed to, working with the trustees in the sense that we just want it for the simple enjoyment of using the property.
Right.
Being able to get down to the water pretty easily.
To swim.
And that sort of thing, so we can use a smaller float if that makes sense to you.
That does, yeah. So, Clay, if you rework these plans and have it, or either chalk it or make it smaller so it
You
does,
want both, one?
I would say both.
Oh, okay, so we chalked it, what size do you want?
I think it has to be.
It's gotta be 6
Well-
foot wide.
You just said shorten it, so I
I
would
think we
say,
need the plan,
Yeah. We also
survey-
need, like-
a survey with soundings, because before we, the chalking is dependent upon depth. So if we don't have the proper depth there, then we don't know if it needs to be chalked or not.
like
Right,
it could
like
be,
a-
have to be a 6x10.
No, I'm gonna tell you, it has to be chalked. It's less.
Okay, great.
it's-
We,
it's less
we
than
we
2.5
believe you,
feet.
Clay, but we need the
We'll get a survey.
survey with the
Yeah.
soundings. Yes.
Yeah, that should be pretty simple. So the surveyor that did the property, he can do the soundings as
You
well?
should be able to,
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay,
that's
so he's
pretty.
actually doing something at my house in the next week or so, I can ask him to do that
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
They either can do it or they know somebody that can. Yeah, so that would be,
What
We
size
need-
do you want the float? What's the overall length?
we'd have to look the soundings for that. So it has to be less than 6x20,
It's gonna be hard.
6x20 or
We
less.
have now 20, so if it's less than 2.5 feet, what would you say? 'Cause
I
I'm
would
gonna change
not,
the
I would
plans.
advise not
we
speculating.
would have
Let's
to
let's
see
get the
we would
numbers
have
and
to see
then
the
we'll work from
soundings
something and
Before
not.
like making that decision.
So the
Yeah.
proposition is, we're gonna put it
Then
on
we
the
have
interior
23,
of the left side of the dock that's going basically south to north.
2.
Yeah.
right.
On you-
Side.
on the east side, using the current pilings that are there, and making it short enough so that the part that's most north, closest to the bulkhead, is floating,
I would
at
hold
the right sound.
This discussion.
Am I, is that making sense?
So you're gonna make it parallel with the float, with the fixed pier,
Correct.
chalk it, after you find out the soundings and knowing how much you need to chalk it, or if it needs to be shortened. And since it would be against the dock, I would assume they could just use those pilings, correct? James, have we done that in the past?
We'll have 2 additional pilings.
I think you
Stabilized.
you need to either.
Yeah, we need the
you to-
plans.
You need to make sure that the floating dock is at 2.5 feet of water or chalked and doesn't go below 2 feet.
Yeah,
And
right?
also-
And you also have to eliminate whatever you need to eliminate to only show that 2 boats are gonna be
Right.
able to be there.
Pull out.
Yeah.
They need to design around
Yeah.
that.
That makes sense.
And everything that's been discussed again is subject to the soundings
Yeah, no problem.
at the next presentation. Nothing is chiseled in stone or binding the trustees on this.
Yeah, we can't
Yeah,
really
I
like
should be-
give
I
you
should be
the
able to-
idea, because then you're gonna, we don't wanna be
Sure,
like held
I should
towards
be able
the.
to call in and give you the soundings, and then, rather than come out another time, and then,
In writing, please.
He'll tell me what
In
size.
writing, please. Let's have it on paper, please.
okay.
yeah, so have all the soundings done and then rework the
coming
plans.
back,
That
I'm coming back.
that fit, and then come back. We only have one meeting in July, so, I think it's July 13th. So then if you have everything before then we'll
Definitely will.
try and get you in there.
Ideally, the most important thing for me and my family is to have the boat lift. We love to have the floating dock
Gotcha.
as well, because we're on Shinnecock. We just brought our boat over 2 weeks ago. It's difficult to back that thing in when it's windy
Oh,
on
and
that
it's
area.
always
Like,
windy.
it's not a simple thing.
No.
No. So, we can get it done, but it's not a simple thing. And to me, there's so many benefits of having a lift. The boat's out of the water. You're not painting the bottom of the boat. It's not.
Yeah,
the
it's not
paint's
sitting in the water.
Yeah, it's not leaching into the ground. On extreme low tides,
It's not potentially sitting on the bottom.
Right,
No,
right.
boat lift's
They're all-
definitely,
Yeah, they're all positives.
yeah, but it just opens up with when you have it, how it's situated right now, to having more than two vessels.
And that makes
Yeah.
total sense. I'm on board with what you're talking about, because I don't want my neighbors having 4 or 5 boats on their dock either.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so,
Right.
Yeah, so we appreciate, you pointing that out, but we'll fix it.
okay, thank you. So
Great.
hopefully we'll
Just-
see
I
you.
just want to say that it does get very rough there because the
Yes,
next door neighbor
it-
lost his boat.
Yes.
Lost his lift. The boat looked like jaws came up and took a side out of it, sunk it, and then the Coast Guard gave him a ticket for having a sunken boat. Yeah.
No, because you got all of Shinnecock Bay. It's the wind coming across, and yeah, I've seen it. It gets
No, no,
very
that's the
rough.
new one. That's the new one.
Oh.
The Hinckley is the new one.
He's got a
The
Hinckley.
most destructive element on
Neighbor?
earth, right?
You got-
Yeah,
No, I don't. I have a Boston Whaler. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is a good.
Just as good.
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hinckley's a nice boat,
Still
too.
float.
Yeah. But we just
right.
got the house in November, so we're so excited about being out here, and appreciate all your time and
Well, welcome.
you
Yeah.
protecting the area.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Great,
I'm on
great.
board with all
Thank
of
you.
this.
and I appreciate you actually filing a permit and not probably doing
Oh,
the.
God, no. I want to be able to sleep at night, and you just do the right thing right now, and you don't lie, cheat, or steal, and then life is easy at that point.
Yes,
There you go.
So we want to do it the right way.
yes, so thank you. So we look forward to seeing the
see you in-
updated plans, Clay.
Yeah, I'll have them.
And then we'll see you
In July.
in July, hopefully.
Thank you, yes.
Oh, thank you.
And then also, Clay, 145 Lynn Ave, the advisory letter.
Yeah, the advisory letter.
Advisory letter for
The
one,
cover letter.
Yeah, for 145.
the advisory letter.
Advisory
Marty.
letter from Marty Shea, that's what
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah,
45
that's
Lynn.
where I need, for 145 Lynn Ave.
145 of Lynn,
I'm
yeah.
seeing him
What?
today.
Okay, great.
He has to.
Clay, I think you can
Yeah,
stay up
that's the
here
one thing.
because we
Oh,
have
okay.
I just want to
well,
remind him.
Yep.
I get these.
Bayview Drive. Thank you very much for
Oh,
coming.
no, are you gonna,
I gotta go see my pop, so,
you want to come back to talk to the building department?
no, my
Okay, I'll see
architect
you,
will
Josh.
Okay, no
All
problem.
right, Greg, nice to meet
All
you.
right, nice to meet
All right.
everybody,
Meeting you.
and
Thank you.
thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for
Of course,
coming in.
thank you.
Thank you.
We have Clay on again.
Yeah,
All right, I'm
Sarah.
gonna keep Clay for Oksana Lashko, 12 Bayview Drive East in Noyak, and this is Enviro
Right.
permits. I know this has been around for a long time, and I don't know, Joe, do you wanna?
Yeah,
take
no,
over from
this application has a history. It's also pending in the Justice Court with a number of violations. And at this point, I would recommend, we held already one public hearing, and I guess it's time to do it again. So we need to set this down for a public hearing.
So the calendar at this point would be, we could notice a public hearing on July 13th, and we could hold the public hearing on August 17th, if that works for the board.
Is that enough time to do all the notices and?
Yeah, so normally I skip a meeting from the notice of public hearing to the actual public hearing, so we're skipping the August 2nd, is it 2nd?
I think it's,
August 3rd.
August 3rd meeting, and then, so that will give you enough time to do all the postings, yes, legally, yep.
So the hearing will be the 17th.
All right.
So give us about a week to get the signs and everything together, and
Yeah,
after the July 13th meeting, and Charlotte will reach out to you when everything's ready.
Okay.
Okay.
On the business with the fines or the violations, I wrote, I guess, not you, but Burke, a
Jim.
letter. And he-
Burke.
Yeah.
Jim Burke, the town attorney, yeah,
Yeah, and he was handling that.
okay.
And he needed a certain letters written a certain way, and then it was moved out of that department, and I have no idea where it is now. But the gist of it was to move the pier, and that's why we're
To
coming
move the
in.
what?
To move the pier,
Here, the town in Justice Court has nothing to do with
With
the
you.
application.
Okay.
They can tell you to tap dance to the moon, but we won't give you permission to tap dance to the moon. Basically, we just don't want this to be adjourned for 3 months at a time,
No,
because,
no,
oh, we're
we're
before the
ready.
Clay, I was a prosecutor for the town and for the county for 20 years. I know how the game is played, and this case has all of the earmarks of, oh, let's just keep adjourning it. We'll tell everybody the trustees haven't done anything. We're not playing that one. We're gonna move this along.
No,
We'll
we
not-
want
and
to
we'll
move
notify, and we'll
along.
notify the town as to what our permit says or doesn't say.
Right. Just because there was a meeting here in front of the trustees, and I wasn't part of that because I wasn't on board then, but it seemed that the one neighbor to the,
You've got a lot of neighbors that are not happy with the application, which is why we held the first public hearing when you weren't involved in it, and that's why we're going to hold another one.
No, no,
Because those
see
neighbors
that.
are still concerned.
yes.
So
Okay.
I think we just don't make any more record on this.
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
Joe.
Thank
Thanks,
you
bye.
for hearing that one also.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
I feel like it's.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the traffic did not go away this morning.
No, it was right back.
The Open should stay here all year considering how it was last week. So
Yeah,
It's glorious last
it
week.
It
was.
was glorious last week.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Clay.
Okay, my next is William Honeycutt, 62 Laurel Lane, Sag Harbor with InterScience. Bring up 25. Come on up. Sign in, introduce yourselves, please.
You gonna let him talk a little or do you?
Sure. Hi, welcome. Good to see you. Hi, Jem.
Hello.
If you could sign in, that would be great.
I appeared before the Board of Trustees last time. Bill and his wife had Mr. Mack and Sarah over at the property.
I just want to clarify, Mr. Mack as in James Mack as opposed to William Mack? I just want the record to be clear, that's all.
Can't get used to calling Jimmy Mack because at my house, no one except my mom is allowed to call me Jimmy. My mom is.
If you use Jimmy Mack, you gotta pay somebody a royalty also for the song.
And then Vandellas.
Four sisters that are allowed to call me Jimmy. Short of that,
Calls me Jimmy Mack, and that's when I know she's serious. She always called me that.
he explained that at the site
Yes.
now.
Can you sign in also? Thank you.
Since that time, we've continued with the state. And that's my last letter
you.
with the last set of plans. Mr. Mack,
Thank you.
Joe.
Hand me those. Do you need one?
You like one, Joe?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't like being a bridesmaid, sometimes I like to be the bride too.
Now, this is the shortest dock that I ever proposed anywhere. Bill has instructed me from the very beginning that they wanted a very short dock. When I first made application for the dock, it was to Army Corps standards. We have since received letters from the Army Corps and Department of State, no permit required. Army Corps and the Department of State are not even-handed when it comes to that letter, that process, so initially, we proposed a dock that met the federal standards. Now, the dock has been shortened dramatically, mostly at Bill's request. The dock includes a 4x6 ramp up. The ramp up is within the wetlands area. It comes to a 4x4 landing that's 26 inches above the water level, and then it has a drop platform that's 20 inches over the water. The drop platform is 4x6. What the board needs to understand is we are going 10 feet east of the property line. It's still within the common reed area. There is an existing path through the common reeds. I went out there with Bill and his wife, and we staked the actual location of what we were gonna propose. There is a 4-foot wide path allowed under the covenants and restrictions imposed by the town for the wetlands permit to allow a dock to be constructed. Doesn't mean that a dock is approved here, but I would like the Board of Trustees to support this project. It's been changed and altered to be as short as possible. And Mr. Honeycutt, to his credit, has
agreed to do common read management here, which means he has to go see Marty Shea and get a permit, also with the DEC. But this dock, it would allow his wife to use the canoe. There is a canoe at the property, it's sitting right up there. Mr. Honeycutt submitted a letter with his grandson catching a largemouth bass in that canoe. They use the pond. Anybody that fishes in Little Long Pond is similar to Long Pond. The water levels are very low at this time. All we want to do is get a canoe into the water without trampling through the wetlands. The common reed management aspect is something that was discussed at the site meeting. And I believe that's the bulk of it. We would agree to have a public hearing. We would agree to have Marty Shea weigh in on the application as a requirement. All that's fine. But I can't make this dock much shorter. We have to get to the water line. We're only going into the town trustee property 10 feet. I don't think I can make it much more acceptable to the trustees than it is. It will be through common reed areas. It will have through flow decking. It will be 26 inches over the water until the end. The lower platform is 20 inches over water. And I've received lots of dock permits into freshwater bodies in the town of Southampton, and generally 10 feet is as far as we go. So we shortened it up as far as possible. The state has the application. We have completed the state's requirements. They're probably looking to the town trustees for guidance on how to proceed. So that's where we are. Mr. Honeycutt is here. You can ask him any questions that you like.
Well, I would suggest, we've discussed this at work session a couple of times, and this one's calling for a public hearing, so.
Which is fine.
So I would just say, let's not discuss it further, let's just get the dates for the hearing.
We can discuss it more at the public
Resolutions,
hearing.
and we'll take it from,
Yeah.
let the record set itself up then.
Discussions
That's
happen
fine.
then.
Can I ask a question? What goes on in a public hearing? I know you don't understand.
Your agent will provide, will present to the board the application, we'll discuss the matter. It'll be open to questions from the board. The public will have an
So
opportunity.
anybody in the area can come and comment.
Concerned people can come and they can make their position known, and they can ask questions that the board can ask for answers for.
So I'd recommend the same timeline as the last one, which would be a notice of public hearing, July 13th, with a public hearing on August 17th, unless, does anyone have any comments about that? Does that work for everybody?
Is it bad to have two public hearings in one session?
No.
Okay. That was
Yeah.
My only comment.
I would just say we shouldn't hold any more public hearings for the 17th.
Yes,
Right.
agreed.
Max two.
Agreed.
Yeah, this is it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for your
Having a
efforts in this.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
And we appreciate all of the time you have spent to
So they would,
See you in
get
August.
where we are.
See you in August.
See ya. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
They got a permit.
Alrighty, moving on to general permit applications for determination, final stamp plan review. I am first for Patrick Duffy and Sharice Lee Trust, 28 Coral Drive, Shinnecock Hills, LK McLean. Look at those stamps. Are they all stamped?
yes,
Wow.
did a good job.
Alright.
Not the
Stamp it.
blank page though, come on.
It kind of came through a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we can accept it.
Okay, accepted. All right,
All
Sarah.
right, I have Rebzac Realty LLC, first modification, 74 Ferry Road, Village of North Haven, and consultants.
Take care. Yep, take care.
There it is.
Good.
Good to go.
And I have one waterfowl application
Thanks.
determination from number 239 and 268.
Shakira's coming on.
Shakira, come on up.
Morning, Shakira.
Good morning. Thanks for coming.
So I believe we did finally hear back from the applicant.
Oh, you did?
We did, and I know Jessica weighed in as well via email, and I guess he did email us. Shakira, did you receive the email?
Yes,
Well,
he said in his email, at this point, he would like to transfer the location if possible, and to let him know if he could do so.
so I would propose to my colleagues that I would say he should square up with us before we even consider moving his locations. So after speaking with Jessica, it is not a practice of the sport to move locations before season. So I don't know what the rest of the board wants to do, but I would propose have this applicant become square with all his paperwork first before we even consider moving locations.
When you say move, I'm curious about this.
Yeah.
Like, it's in trading with somebody or going to the?
He wants to transfer the location, so waterfowl season's gonna start in August, that's when all applications go out.
Yeah.
So I guess what you're saying, that you want him to hand in his,
I want him square with us before we even consider any requests, because this has been delayed for weeks,
Months.
So,
Right,
Yeah.
paperwork in,
Does,
and
Shakira, does he have to do anything further with us other than this notification? In other words, does he have to come to terms with
he
us?
hasn't handed in any application or anything for
Right.
this season at all.
right, and that's what.
And we have something in writing that we can,
yes, he has.
that we can tie to him, that he's renouncing his rights to the.
He hasn't renounced it, he said he would like to transfer.
For it, move it.
Move it, so
But he's
move
not-
it to somebody else,
but he's-
not take it
So I
out of
think-
his ownership.
I think we should give him a date, a deadline, and
Yeah.
say, you have until X date to submit your renewals for the last season, and you can transfer it next season if that's what you'd like to do,
Right.
following proper protocol. So I don't know what date you want to give him, and if he doesn't do it by that date, then these spots will go to the wait list.
I would recommend maybe that we have him come in on the July 13th meeting and let him state his intentions.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we can work from then. I mean, that'd be quicker than
Yeah.
doing mail exchanges and stuff.
Yeah, right, I agree, yeah, yeah.
Shakira has to start calling the wait list, so I wanted to get this buttoned up sooner
Well,
than
that's why I
later.
figured July, having him come and let him state his intentions on the record would be sufficient for us to be able to allow that then to proceed.
Yeah.
Would
What if he
probably
can't
be
come on
the
the
fastest.
next meeting?
Yeah, what's the backup plan there, I guess? Because if he doesn't show up, even if he says he's gonna come in and he
I
doesn't show
heard he
up.
moved out of town, so I'm just not sure.
So he wants to transfer the
He wants to move.
permit,
He
but
wants
not
to
the
move.
location.
Not the locations, he wants to transfer those locations to someone else, so
Right.
someone
He
will
wants
be
to
able
transfer.
Do we know
Oh, I
who
thought
they
he-
are?
The wait list, no, he hasn't
Okay, so
yet mentioned
if we
to
had
who it
names,
was.
it would probably be a
Yeah.
lot easier, but if they're not on a wait list or
I-
something, we can't let them jump to the top of the class, so.
I feel like
If even entertain the transfer at this
Yeah,
point,
I
it's
don't-
well outside of our
I
transfer
don't-
timeline.
I also, yes, if it's outside, I also feel the same way. We would just put these permits back on the wait list, right? They would just go back to the.
There's
I
a
feel like
resolution on
that's-
today's meeting authorizing that to happen.
Okay,
And you guys tabled it at the last
That's the
meeting.
most logical course of action, because that's what we do with all the other ones. And he's essentially asking us outside of the window and outside of all of the permitting to do him a
Okay,
favor and
right.
transfer these
We
things
don't want to
outside
set a
of,
precedent.
when
then.
we also have not heard from him multiple times
Yeah,
previously,
I mean,
Permittee, right? It's just him.
right?
I reached out to him and
There's no
Shakira did as well,
co-permit?
so.
Oh.
so he
yeah.
wants to transfer
think
it, to
that
not
they
move
should-
it, transfer it to somebody else's name.
That's
Okay,
what-
now,
that-
I got
my-
this.
That's why I was confused by the whole thing.
I was too, yeah, okay.
My vote would be to put them put them both back on
Yeah.
the wait list.
Yeah, with
Because there are
100 plus
plenty of people
people.
who
Yeah.
have been, who would
Yeah.
want these, you know?
Right.
I
Sorry.
appreciate that approach,
No,
but
no,
I
I
also
wasn't
feel.
aware of that, but that's
I
the
wasn't either.
absolute proper
Yeah.
activity to do what
We
Sarah's
gotta follow
proposing.
protocol, and
Should
Yeah,
get
this
worse.
is like, this
Yeah.
is going on too long for me.
way too long.
Yeah.
personally, but.
We've extended whatever courtesies he was entitled to.
Overextended, beyond reason, yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you, Shakira. That was
So
not
we're
a-
all in
So
agreement.
we'll advance that
Not a
to
pleasant-
resolution to be revoked, which is on the one PM meeting today. It was tabled at last one, and that's scheduled
Yeah.
this afternoon.
And then, let's see, that's it, right?
That's it.
At this time, I would enter a motion to close the work session. And
I will second that.
all right, seconded by both trustees, Parsons and McLaughlin, and all in favor?
Aye.
All right. There we go.
All
Do I
right,
have to-
microphone.
Yeah.
Turn that mic off.